In my hood, broke sounds on crank. AC on the fridge, so you know I'm rolling windows down, yo. Beer on tuck, rolling, keep it humble, watching for these laws, cause you know they clocking for the crumble of broke boy. Trying to make it out this jungle, got hope for the bundle, Lord, keep me out of trouble. Hard enough on the straight and narrow, nigga ain't trying to fumble like some bitch, but I swear I'm down for the wrong. I'm just a broke boy with dreams like a dope boy, but life can be a bitch sometimes like oh boy. But I rock the blood like Simple Five and they be real niggas stand 10 toes and life tries to destroy. Pride comes before the fall. Watch the heavens a tree boy. No way to get six, but tell me how can you enjoy when you never been annoyed and shit is on like a bus boy. The last shot we first said, I'm on trip when you been recording this burning for projection and tripping off these decoys. I see no show, no these boys. I'm like Bruce Lee, call me boy, and I'll be short. You know this out and enjoy. Like zebra cakes to a fat boy. Pulling in my hood, broke sounds on crank. AC on the fridge, so you know I'm rolling windows down, yo. Beer on tuck, rolling, keep it humble, watching for these laws, cause you know they clocking for the crumble of broke boy. Trying to make it out this jungle, got hope for the bundle, Lord, keep me out of trouble. Hard enough on the straight and narrow, nigga ain't trying to fumble like some bitch, but I swear I'm down for the rumble. Keep it pushing when you taking L's all the time. When your life's on the line, all you gotta do is grind. Baby boy, keep it pushing in the all coming time. Don't sweat these haters on your line. Every dozen there's a dime. So no, all these hoes come with shine. Everyone true, there's another one for show on the horizon line. Daddy jeans progressing me. Mama on the knees praying, cause I'm in these streets like sesame, no enemies. No, I was surrounded by people in dichotomy. Do the poor decision based off of this economy. Don't feel you on the break, cursing you with me. These crackers got blacks and Hispanics in autonomy. Just follow me. Rolling in my hood, broke sounds on crank. AC on the fridge, so you know I'm rolling windows down, yo. Beer on tuck, rolling, keep it humble, watching for these laws, cause you know they clocking for the crumble of broke boy. Trying to make it out this jungle, got hope for the bundle, Lord, keep me out of trouble. Hard enough on the straight and narrow, nigga ain't trying to fumble like some bitch, but I swear I'm down for the rumble.
All right. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. All right. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. It is Monday, the history breakdown class, where we break it down line upon line, precept upon precept. Here little, there little. So while you do me a favor, give me a little notch on that first nine for me. Check. Mic checker 1 2 check. Perfect. All right. So we picking up where we left off before the Thanksgiving breakdown, breaking down these fruits of the spirit, right? So in this day and age and everything that's going on, uh these things are quintessential to the growth and the unification of our nation, right? So where we left off at, so we broke down what was love, right? So from the last class, Malakia, what is the definition of love? You were here. Give him the mic. Yeah, call and response, brother. See if you was paying attention and taking notes. That's the whole purpose. Because I don't see no note taking devices. You know what I'm saying? Where your notepad at, brother? I mean, you fresh from school. You got on a school uniform and everything, brother. You know what I'm saying? How you coming from school and don't got a notepad, brother? So what is love according to the Bible? Wow. Ain't you Malakwa boy? That's a doggone shame. Yakubad had his hand up next. If he don't got, I'm coming straight to you, Sawai. First off, wait. This is like milk scripture. This is like one of the first scriptures you learned. You want another try? Give him another try. Give him another try. It's milk scripture. It's like one of the first scriptures you're supposed to learn in the truth.
Love, according to the Bible, is keeping the Lord's law and commandments.
Okay, so is that the what type of love is that? You know, it said it was two different types of love. So how do you love the children of God?
By not sinning.
And how you do that?
Keep the commandments.
Okay, so, and what is the love of God?
Keeping the commandments and obeying His word.
And what? It's a very key element to that verse. Yes, key both parts. Verse 2 and verse 3 says to keep the commandments, but the second part in verse 3 is the part that everybody misses, and the reason why Christians. I'm about to give it away. No, that's completely incorrect. Go ahead, Sawai. Sawai, what you got?
Charity.
Nope. Not. Y'all just yelling out stuff. It is
correction.
Huh?
Correction.
Lie. It's that it is not grievous. It is not hard. It is not hard to not to lie. It's not hard not to steal. It's not hard not to murder. It's not hard not to cover your brother's wife. You know what I'm saying? It is not hard to do these things. Christians believe it's hard to show love. It's according to Christians, it is impossible to love because according to Christians, they say you can't be perfect. So the definition of love, according to the Bible, is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And Christians preach about love. Oh, that's a hard cut. That's a hard cut. Next time I'm dealing with Christians, I'm like, well, you don't love. Because according to you, it's impossible to love. Because to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and to be perfect at it is showing love. And Christians feel that you cannot perfectly keep the law. What you was about to say, brother? Right. You know what I'm saying? So this is the foundation of the fruit of the Spirit. The foundation of the fruit of the Spirit is law, statutes, and commandments, right? So the next one was joy. Malaki, what's joy? You know, we just gonna peruse over them because I know you ain't take nobody's notes. So real quick, give me Deuteronomy 28 and 47. Somebody give me Nehemiah 9 and 35. And then for the next one, where we stopped, peace, for the definition of peace, someone hold Psalms 37 and 37. And someone hold Matthew 11 and 29. Whoever has Deuteronomy 28 and 47, go ahead and read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 47.
Mm-hmm.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
You do what?
Serves not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
joy comes from servitude, right? So the reason why you know joy comes from servitude, because everything that is a byproduct of joy, like happiness, comes from you doing something for someone else. You understand? I'm gonna tell you one thing. My brother Knock brought all types of joy to my life this weekend when I did not have to drive. You hear me? I was in that back seat, Snorlax, Texas. You hear me? Had my neck pillow. I was all comfortable under my cover. You know what I'm saying? He said, from the moment we left out the driveway, I ain't wake up until we pulled up in Austin. It brought joy to my life, brother. Go ahead, Sapar.
If I may say, that's why number ones was so frequent at the Hebrew.
You understand? I was fresh, brother. I was fresh. So I could take all of the substance of life from y'all. You understand? You feel me? So because I had served my brothers, you know what I'm saying, consistently for 3 weeks, carrying the load of driving, my brother Knox was like, you know what, Tazadat, I got you this week. You know what I'm saying? And it brought me joy. You understand? Same thing, you know, when the burden is heavy, like prime example, a lot of you brothers are going through Hebrew Academy. So, you know, after Hebrew Academy, what are the two things y'all be when y'all get done with Hebrew Academy? Give me one. Go ahead, get it. Give me one. That's one. What is it? Say it again. What'd you say?
Tired.
All right. What's the second thing? When y'all be tired, what's the second thing? Go ahead, Sawaya. Hungry. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? All y'all broke. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all done spent y'all last dime making sure every brother that got the Hebrew Academy. You know what I'm saying? So what ends up happening? Everybody pitch in. You understand? Like the instructors did. We pitched in and got a big old bucket of chicken. You know what I'm saying? And made sure that everybody ate. You understand? And the joy comes from the ability that you served your brothers. You understand? The sacrifice is what brings joy. Always. You understand? Imagine how Commanding General YAHANNA feels right now in the truth, seeing where it was when it was dropped on him and where it's grown to today. From all of his service, hard work, and dedication, every Passover, it brings him immense joy. Joy comes from service. So love comes from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's love. You understand? Moving in honor and integrity regardless of how someone feels. Joy comes from service, comes from sacrifice. All right. I asked for another scripture for joy. What did I ask for? Nehemiah 9:35. Whoever got to go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 9, verse 35.
Mm-hmm.
For they have not served thee in their kingdom, and in thy great goodness that thou gavest them,
Mm-hmm.
and in the large and fat land which thou gavest before them, neither turned they from their wicked works.
So if you're not willing, see, this is the issue that I have with most people in the world, most Christians. It's a whole bunch of what ifs and I can't, right? If you don't have the capacity or the mental dexterity to sacrifice, you can't build. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what we need to do, but nobody's willing to do what should be done. You understand? Everybody knows, you know, we need to start depending on the government. You know, we need to start amassing our wealth within the community, you know, buy Black, buy Hispanic, buy Native American, you know what I'm saying? Build up our infrastructure, you know, so where they want to come and lobby with us, but nobody wants to do the sacrifice. Nobody wants to drive from the southwest side all the way to Wayside to go to the Azteca food market, a farmer's market, to get groceries and produce. Nobody wants to drive from the north side to off of 288 where there's a Black-owned grocery store. Nobody wants to drive from the south side to the north side where there's a black-owned gas station. You understand? Nobody wants to drive from Sunnyside, you understand, to Katy, where there's a black or a Hispanic-owned beauty supply. You understand? Everybody talks about what we need to do, but nobody's willing to do the sacrifice in order to serve and build their nation. You understand? Nothing gets built without sacrifice. You talking about what you want your children to be, what you want your children to grow into. Children can't raise themselves. It comes from parents' sacrifice. It comes from service. So when they do graduate, you have joy. That's why you see all these parents in tears, because of all the long nights they didn't help them make their science fair projects, help them study, the money they had to save to put them in their little engineering program, and they graduating with some engineering credits to go to college, and and they in all these special programs going to where you went to, Malakia? Yeah, where did you go?
Taiwan.
You went to Taiwan. You know what I'm saying? Because his parents invested and sacrificed for him to be in the Mandarin Club. You know what I'm saying? So he's able to go overseas. And how old are you, Malakia?
17.
Were you 17 then or 16?
I was 17.
Okay. So how many 17-year-olds have international experience? The only way that happens is through sacrifice and through service. And I'm pretty sure when Malakwa sees his son doing his thing, speaking Mandarin to somebody, it brings him joy, because that is a fruit of his labor. Such is the kingdom of heaven. It does not come from observation saying, lo, look, the kingdom of heaven is there. Lo, look, the kingdom of heaven is over there. You understand? It doesn't come from observation, but it comes from work. You have to be willing to put in the work. And the first heaviest part of the labor is love, because love does not feel good. Love is inconvenient. You understand? Love is being there for someone or saying something to someone that they don't want to hear. Doing something that you don't want to do. You understand? All right. Now, the next one was peace. Now, before we put these precepts for peace, anybody want to take a stab at what peace is? Deuteronomy. I'll give you all of them. Deuteronomy 28:47 from last class. Deuteronomy 12:7 and 8. Under precept for Deuteronomy 12:7 and 8. Judges 7 and 16. Romans 2 and 14. Jeremiah 31 and 34. The scripture that I just pulled was Nehemiah 9 and 35. Psalm 16 and 11. And then the ones under Psalm 16 and 11, Psalms 139 and 24, Matthew 7 and 14, and then 2nd Esdras 7 and 6 through 10. All y'all scribbling down. All right. So before we review the definition of peace off the top of your head, what gives peace? So we know that love comes from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Joy comes from service and sacrifice. What brings peace? Go ahead.
War.
You close. It's almost on the answer. Because in order to do this, it's a war every day to do it. So you real close. I'm not going to say that that's wrong, because in order to do what's necessary to have peace, it's an uphill battle every day to be this way. I damn near gave the answer away. Give me Psalms 37 and 37. And then somebody hold Matthew 11 and 29. Yeah, Psalms 37 and 37.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 37.
Mm-hmm.
Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright.
Say that one more time.
Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright.
Mm-hmm.
For the end of that man is peace.
For the end of that man is what?
Is peace.
Is what?
Is peace.
So read that first part one more time for me.
Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright.
So you have to fight to be perfect in love. You understand? You know how hard it is. You understand when the people that you love constantly betray you, the people that you love constantly lie on you, the people that you love constantly rob you. That's how Christ feels. But you have to be perfect in love, perfect in sacrificing so that you can have peace. You understand? You have to be willing to be what everybody hated when we was kids, a goody two shoes. You understand? You have to be willing to be what everybody isn't. You have to be willing to stand on principle at all times. And it is a uphill battle. When you hear a brother say something that challenges your spirit, you understand? To have a brother bring you to counsel, you understand, when you know that you've done nothing wrong and you hear this brother just make up stuff out of thin air that you've never done to him ever. You understand? And like General Muhammad says, you have to suffer in righteousness. You understand? To have peace. You understand? Like what our pops always say, gotta pick and choose your battle, son. You understand? Sometimes in order to get to revelations, you understand? You feel me? Like I can't be arguing over Genesis with you, you know what I'm saying, all day, every day, and we trying to get through Revelations. I gotta sacrifice that to make sure you get this. You understand? What the hell does flat earth have to do with salvation? Nothing. You understand? Like we can argue the sun, the moon, the stars, you know, Jupiter, Uranus. We can argue all of that. But what does that have to do with salvation? What does that have to do with you putting down the alcohol? What does that have to do with you putting down the weed? What does that have to do with you leaving the whores alone? What does that have to do with you stop being a whore? Nothing. So focus on the matter, the things that matter, and hone in on those things so you can have peace. And I'm going to tell you another thing about a person that fights in uprightness. You don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about ops coming at you all the time. You understand? Like, because the Lord's going to handle your light work. You understand? But when you're walking righteously, when a cop drives past you or pull up on you, you're not on alert because you walking right. You understand? When them lights pull up, you know your insurance is right. You understand? You know the only thing he can probably stop you is something that you don't know about. The light over your license plate is out. You know what I'm saying? Or your tail light might have went out. I mean, it's stuff that you can't visibly see while you're driving, but you know you don't got no dope in your car. You understand? You know you got your insurance is up to date. So when he pulls up, you know it's some minor infraction. He trying to mess with you to give him a reason to pull you out the car, but we're not gonna do that. You understand? You have to fight in uprightness. You understand? Fight to be righteous. All right. Somebody give me the next one I was asking for. Matthew 11:29. Yeah, just talk loud, Doc.
It
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 9.
29.
Verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Take my yoke upon you.
Say that one more time.
Take my yoke upon you
Mm-hmm.
and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart,
Mm-hmm.
and ye shall find rest unto your soul.
You understand? So the only way for you to come home and for you to have peace is to lose the ego. You understand? If you're walking around here, I mean the scriptures say it the best. Pride cometh before destruction. You understand? If you are a prideful man, you will never have peace. You'll always have opposition. Not only, I mean, the opposition is gonna come from your household first before it comes from the outside of the house. You can't have ego with your wife. You can't have ego with your husband. You can't have ego with your children. You understand? Because what's going to end up happening the moment that you're wrong, guess what's not going to happen? Mercy. Because you didn't show them mercy. You didn't give them understanding. You weren't meek towards them. You weren't humble towards them. What you give is what you get. You understand? And if you have ego, I promise you, you're going to destroy everything in your life. You have to be willing to sacrifice. Sometimes knowing that you're right is good enough. You understand? Because the Lord is going to teach the lesson. You don't have to always be like, see, I told you. You don't ever listen. You understand? Every time I gotta repeat myself. You don't think when you told your wife, I think you should stay at home, and she left and got in a car accident, you don't think the first thing that ran through her mind is that my husband told me to stay home? The lesson's learned. You don't have to bludgeon her over the head. She already feels humbled. But instead, when she called you, because she already nervous to make that phone call because you told her not to go nowhere, you understand? But instead of going off on the phone, the first thing you say, are you okay? Where are you? I'm on the way. That sets a whole different type of temperament in your household. And you know what it's called? Peace. Because you led with what? Love. So now, because you sacrifice the ego of me being right, guess what you have when you come home the next day? It's a home cooked meal. Joy. It all goes hand in hand. But it starts with love. Love does not feel good. It doesn't. You understand? Love is about sacrifice. It's about service. You understand? And a lot of times it's doing the right thing when it doesn't feel good. And 9 times out of 10, the right thing doesn't feel good because you want to lead carnally. You want to explode. You want to go over somebody's head. You know, you want to grab her butt. You want to lay with her. She want to lay with you. But it's everything that's lawful isn't expedient. You got to have wisdom. Which lead, hold on. Give me 2 sub-scriptures that go with this. Give me Ephesians 4:1. You're gonna read the 3, and then the last one, give me 1 John 2:6. You're gonna read the 7. Whoever got Ephesians 4:1, go ahead and read. Matter of fact, let me go there with you. Boo, 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 boo. All right, whoever got it, go ahead and read it. Ephesians 4:1.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called.
Now, the first thing that you have to understand is what he led with. He said that I am a prisoner of the Lord. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a prisoner of the Lord? Go ahead, Knock.
I mean, you subject or you belong to.
Right. You understand? Which, and if you know, I don't know if any of y'all been in jail. I have. When you a prisoner, you're not able to do things when you want to do it. You're not able to do things how you want to do it. You're not able to go wherever you want to go. You understand? There's order with being a trustee. You understand? Or a ward of the state. In this case, a ward of the Lord. You understand? When you are a prisoner of the Lord, everything that you do is in subjugation and moving circumspectly. Everything. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 2, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love.
You understand? So in order to have any of these things, you have to lead with love. And we know that love is what? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Keep reading.
Verse 3, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
You understand? So in order for you to be unified in peace, you got to keep the commandments and you got to be a servant, showing lowliness and meekness, which gives you joy. You can't have any of these fruits of the Spirit without having the other one. So the first thing that you got to do is what the Christians tell us we can't do. You got to be perfect in love. You got to be perfect in keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, no matter how you feel, no matter what you want to do, no matter where you want to go, no matter what you want to say, you got to be perfect in exhibiting love. All right, who got 1 John? 1 John 2 and 6.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 1, most likely, chapter 2, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also to walk, even as he walked.
Mm-hmm. Keep reading.
Verse 7. Brethren, I write you, most likely, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye had from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Keep reading.
Verse 8. Again, a new commandment I write unto you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is past.
The what is past?
The darkness is past,
Mm-hmm.
and the true light now shineth.
Verse 9.
Verse 9. He that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness, even until now.
So you can't say that you follow the Lord. You understand? And when you roll downtown or leaving downtown under the 45 bridge and a homeless man come and knock on your door, asking for food, you harsh with him. Or when you leaving, you know what I'm saying, like Knox say the Poppy store, and one of your brothers asks you for a couple of dollars, you stern with him. You know how much humility and meekness it takes for somebody to consistently ask for $1, knowing 9 times out of 10 they're gonna get turned down and told no. And for you to have the pride, the ego, and the arrogance to embarrass him, and he's already humbled himself to the point to where it don't matter who walk up, I'ma ask for a quarter. Cause I know if I ask 20 people for a quarter, you understand, and majority of them say no, and I can get 4, shoot, I can give me some chips. I get 4 quarters, I can give me some chips. I can go to the vending machine and give me some chips. You understand? That's the mindset that they have. That's the humility that they have. That's the lowliness and meekness that they have. That's the spirit that you got to have dealing with your brothers and your sisters. Go ahead, Knock.
It's crazy what you're saying. It's heavy because we taught to be disrespectful to them. We taught to have respect to persons. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have the dirty boy sit in the back. You know what I'm saying? The clean guy sit up front. You know what I'm saying? Like if a clean guy comes to you and asks you a question, you'll respect him. But if a dirty man comes to you, ask you a question, you like, yo, get out of here, you bum. You know what I'm
Real
saying?
talk.
And you know what a bum mean is a broke, ugly mouth. It's a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's what we taught them. We throw stuff at them and we kick them, and you know what I'm saying? We treat them horrible.
And what's heavy about what you saying, anybody that's been in the streets, you know what I'm saying, and that then either put in work or soul work, you know, if you treat the bums and the homeless people right, when 12 or somebody trying to set you up, who the ones that look out for you? They the ones that let you know what's going on. Hey, don't go down there. You know what I'm saying? Them boys trying to line you up. Oh, hey, go this way. 12 around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, we've had situations at camp. Like I give you a perfect example. It's this dude live in my apartment complex, school, what his woman do. He come and visit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? School, he used to come downtown and get off the bus right where we would be at St. Joseph in Maine, and he would give us hell at camp. But regardless of how he felt, whenever we had food, after he get, you hungry, brother? Yeah, man, let me get some food, man. You thirsty, brother? Yeah, man, let me get some water, man. Man, y'all got some clothes over there? What y'all got over there? Y'all got some jackets? Man, let me get a jacket, man. You know what I'm saying? When he came in my apartment one day, he walked up on me. He's like, man, you know, y'all looked out for me, you know, all of these times, bro. And I got this ammunition, man. It's like, what you mean you got some ammunition? It's like, what you look like a brother that be holding. What you be rocking with? I was like, man, I got a 9 and I got an AR-15. Man, you in luck. I got the last of these. And look, they not hot. They not used. They still in the boxes. You know what I'm saying? They encase casings, everything. You know what I'm saying? I normally, you know, I've been charged, but you looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let 3 packs go for 1. I was like, give me all of them. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got my 1,000 rounds of 9mm ammunition. I got it from school. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got all my 5.56 ammunition. I got it from school. But it came from us taking care of him regardless of how he felt. It was us being a brother to him. And my wife would tell you, every time he sees his man, hey, what's going on, y'all? Y'all doing all right? You know what I'm saying? All right now, y'all be good. You know what I'm saying? It's a completely different spirit than how he was towards us at camp. I mean, he would rise up against us every week. But not only because we took care of him, he found out that for every morning when I used to work for Comcast, his wife would be trying to leave out and she couldn't leave because she needed to jump. It would be me, you know what I'm saying, my I.S.U.P.K right homeboy, and then my other black homeboy from across way. We would be the same ones that would give her a jump every morning. And when her alternate wasn't working, we would push her car back into the parking spot. You never know who you looking out for knows. You understand? You gotta be willing to sacrifice who you are and what you got going on to help others. That's love. And you never know what joy that's gonna bring towards you down the line. All right, now let's get to the next one. All right, so let's go back to the scripture where the fruits of the spirit are. That's in Galatians 6. Galatians 5 and 22. Whoever got to go ahead and read it.
Long suffering.
No, go ahead and read the whole thing.
Okay. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering,
and what?
long suffering,
And what?
long
Now,
suffering.
let me tell you something about long suffering. See, it's a Hamite in the chat right now, right? And the Hamite in the chat is he's trying to come with the meekness and the humility, and is asking for us to send $5,000 to him, to help and his aid. You understand? Like you gotta have long suffering sometimes. You understand? Because you must think that I'm a fool. I was born at night, not last night. You understand? Like the Lord said, you understand, the move with wisdom. But I tell you what, I got $5,000. I do. You understand? But guess what? Every single one of those dollars deserves to go to a Black, Hispanic, and Native American that's in either in the same condition or worse conditions than you. You understand? I have too much love for my people to give it to another. You understand? Now, I may have empathy and compassion on you. Maybe you come up to camp, you hungry, I give you some food. If you're thirsty, we give you some water, because we do that to the other heathen nations. Do we not support? Do we not clothe the other heathen nations support? Right. But anything of monetary is going to go to my people. You understand? All right. So what we're dealing with, you understand, the next fruit of the spirit is long suffering. All right. So before we pull the scriptures in dealing with it, anybody want to take a stab at what is long suffering? Go ahead,
Patience.
brother. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's so how do you get patience?
Love.
Yeah, that's a part of it. That's a part of it. So it's a lot of love, brother. Go ahead, nephew.
Through trial.
Through what?
Trial.
Through what?
Trial.
So what are the trials? One of them is, he just said it.
Love.
So what is love according to the Bible?
Keeping the commandments.
All right. So a version of a trial is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. How do you get joy? How do you get joy?
Through service.
Through service. So another trial is doing service. You understand? So you're having to suffer keeping the law, statutes, and commandments when there's nothing but wickedness going on around you and people profiting from wickedness and from evil. You understand? Next, you understand, is to continue to sacrifice and serve in the face, in spite of what's going on. You understand? And how do you get peace?
Being perfect.
Being what?
Perfect.
You understand? And fighting, you understand, and going to war, as Sawaya say, to stay upright in all of these things. All of these things is long suffering because it don't feel good to do it. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? When it would be so much easier when somebody popping off, or as we say in Texas, bumping their gums, you understand, to make their tongue cleave to the top of their mouth. You understand what I'm saying? Or to knock their hind parts in the dirt. You feel me? Or to lash out with the tongue. It would give me such satisfaction. You understand? But that one, well, I think the tongue weighs what? That 2 ounce piece of flesh in your mouth that'll give you that satisfaction will cause hell and turmoil in your life. So you got to have wisdom in dealing with your brother, wisdom in dealing with your sister. You understand? Let me get a couple of precepts. All right. Somebody give me 2 Timothy 4:1. All right. And we already pulled Isaiah 48:9 and 10 last class. I know that's the furnace of affliction. That's what nephew said. Y'all can write that down in your precept book. So 2 Timothy 4:1. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 4:20. And then the last one, somebody give me Jeremiah 11:4. All right. So let's find out what it is to have long suffering by definition of the Bible. Give me 2 Timothy 4:1. Whoever got it, go ahead and read it.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1.
Can I get another bottle of water, Bible Kushar?
I charge thee, therefore, before God
Mm-hmm.
and the Lord Jesus Christ.
Hold on, let me get there with you. Salaki. What I say? 2 Timothy what?
Chapter 4, verse 1.
All right, go ahead.
I charge thee before God
Mm-hmm.
and the Lord Jesus Christ,
Mm-hmm.
who shall judge the quick and dead at his appearing in his kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. Preach the word. Be instant in season.
Say what?
Be instant in season.
What does it mean to be instant in season? What does that mean? Go ahead.
Like consistent.
To be ready, right? So that means at all times to be ready. How do you become ready in every season? How do you become ready? I tell you what, he just gave it away. Did you hear what he said? Well, it's the last thing he said. All right, what do we consistently do every week at Hebrew Academy? What do you do every week in Hebrew Academy?
Train.
What's another word for train? Athletes do it all the time. They go to what? Practice. The way that you're instant in a season, that you're ready in any season, is by consistent training and practice. The reason why you have to study the way you study for your officer's test is because you have to be able to teach those scriptures at camp. You have to be able to, at minimal, know the colors of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Know the Gentile scriptures. You understand? Know the color scriptures. You understand? Know to be able to break down the chariots. You know what I'm saying? Be able to break down the curses. At minimum, you have to be able to do these things perfectly before you can even teach a topic. But it comes from practice. That's why we consistently go over protocol at Hebrew Academy. So you know how to deal with situations that come up at camp. Instead of you just being surprised and being caught off guard when a drunk comes and throws beer in your face. You know, I do that real well. You know what I'm saying? I play a good drunk at Hebrew Academy. You know what I'm saying? We do a protocol. You know what I'm saying? Ask Kamar. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Or when an Edomite comes up and spits on you at camp, you got to be able to control your emotions. That's long suffering. Because what you really want to do, you want to backhand the piss out of that Edomite. Because you a man. But a man knows how to sacrifice his emotions so that others can live around him. Because what if that cop, when he pulls you over and you got your wife and your kids in the car, he calling you all types of boys and niggas. Salakia. What you gonna do? You got your family in the car. Is your pride and your ego worth that much to where your family don't make it home, or your family loses their father that day? Like when Philando Castile got shot in the car in front of his daughter and his wife. You see what I'm saying? You have to be willing to remove the ego. And the only way that you're able to do that is what the scriptures say in Psalms 1. To be a man, Lord, you have to meditate in the scriptures day and night. So you'll be like a tree planted by the rivers of the water to bring forth its fruit in its due season. But when that season comes, the only reason why you'll be like a tree planted by the rivers of the waters is because you meditated in the scriptures day and night. You're prepared for the situation. And for whatever reason, because the Lord is who he is, the person that he brings across your path is going to be directly on what you've been reading. I don't know how it happens, but it happens every time. When that person comes up to battle at camp, it's literally over the subject that you've been studying for the past 3 months in history. You understand? Or what you went over in Hebrew class. You just so happened to show up in Hebrew class and you learned that God in Genesis ain't the most high. It's the Elohim, it's the heavenly host. When they come up and see, God created the heavens and the earth. You understand? It was the most high created everything. So you brothers don't know the Bible. And you come in there and chop them up like chop suey. You understand? He thinking it was the most high that formed Adam from the dust, and it wasn't. He be like, well, why did he say, let us make man in our own image? Why did he say us? Who is the us? You understand? You know when Moses was on Mount Sinai, you know when he was talking to God, he wasn't talking to the Most High, he was talking to angels. You know when they rolled up on Abraham, you know that was angels. Everywhere that you see God, you know that those are the angels. And you able to consistently break down the difference between the Lord, which is the Most High, and God. Because you came to class that one day, now you're able to chop them down at camp because you've been preparing. You're ready for the season. And in this season, on the cusp of World War III, you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared, Akawa. Keep reading, nephew.
I charge thee before God and the Lord Jesus Christ, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing in his kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. Preach the word, being instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
With what?
All long suffering and doctrine.
What does it mean with all long suffering of doctrine? It's okay. It says, be instant in a season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. What does that mean? What is long suffering and doctrine? What does that mean? Second Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. Read verse 2 over for me. Lock you.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
So we know that to be instant means to be ready, right? So what does it mean when it says, so you know it means is to be ready in season, out of season. Then it says to reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. What does that mean? All right, let's break it down line by line. What does it mean to go ahead, Sawaji?
Like to be patient with a brother even when like he can't understand the scripture.
Right. I'm gonna tell you the person that push my long suffering to the max. You know what I'm saying? And I got much love for this brother to this day. But young. You understand? Like, y'all could buy to tell you, this boy but young, he would just ask question after question after question to the point to where it ain't even my lesson. We on but young time. You know what I'm saying? The whole class then just switch to but young. You understand? And through long suffering and doctrine, you know what I'm saying? He be coming with all these different angles. What about this? What about that? What about this? And trust, he got reproved. He definitely got rebuked. You understand? And he got exhorted. You understand? To the point where that brother is growing into an excellent brother. Because y'all could about to tell you, but Yun has come a long way out. A long way. You understand? But you don't get brothers like that and to that point without long suffering. You understand? And the key thing is, if you're that brother, when you become a man of rank and a man of season, and the Lord brings somebody in that's just like you, guess what you got to do? Show long suffering. Don't be like the wicked servant that asked for mercy, and then when he got mercy and his servant came to ask for mercy, and he threw his servant in jail. You understand? All right. Where I want you to drop down to. Keep reading. You're going to go to verse 4.
Verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Verse 4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables.
Verse 5.
Verse 5. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry.
Verse 6.
Verse 6. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand.
You understand? So listen. So you brothers are gonna come into the truth. You understand? And you're gonna walk with them. You're gonna go over every scripture with them. You understand? You're gonna give them breakdown after breakdown. You understand? And guess what? They're gonna hear somebody else. Well, you know what? I heard Deacon in Sakari, he said the serpent in the garden was Jesus. See, I ain't never broke nothing down like that. And they're going to give way over to seducing ears because it sounds good. See, you have people that aren't necessarily searching for the truth. They're searching to have hidden knowledge that other people don't have. And they're addicted to it. They're addicted to, let me put you on. They're addicted to, well, did you know this? They're addicted to, well, did you know that? I bet you didn't know this. It doesn't matter if they're wrong or right. They just want the like. And that is the society that we're in today. Misinformation. It doesn't even matter if the information is correct. It doesn't matter if it's the truth, as long as it feels good when I say it. Because I tell you what, candy sure does taste good when it goes down, but after eating candy after a week, you'll start feeling a weird sensation in the back of your mouth. And then you drink something cold and hot, you be like, ooh, never felt that before. It's because you've been ODing on things that's feeling good, but been destroying the bone structure in your mouth, the structure that the Lord gave you to nourish yourself. But you have to stand solid in the test of time. All right. Give me the next scripture. Somebody give me what I asked for in Deuteronomy 4:20. And you got to go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lord have taken you
Mm-hmm.
and brought you out of the iron furnace.
And out of the what?
Iron furnace.
Mm-hmm.
Even out of Egypt.
And if you don't know what Egypt means, that's Metazarayim, which means house of bondage. Go ahead.
To be unto him a people of inheritance.
A people of what?
Of inheritance.
Now, okay, so we know the precept to this is, you know, the one that I gave, which is Isaiah 48, 9 and 10. Or was it 49? I think it's 48. It's 48, 9 and 10, which is I refrained from my anger for my name's sake, and I chose thee not in the furnace, not to refine thee like silver, but in the furnace of affliction. You understand? So we know the refining process for silver is that you have to heat up a furnace to 150 degrees Kelvin. That's 150,000 degrees in order to burn and melt away all the impurities. You understand? So in order to get it to that process, guess what you got to have in doing that? Patience. Because if you take that ore out of that furnace at 130,000 degrees, it's going to have impurities. If you take it out at 149,999 degrees, guess what? It's going to have impurities. You have to have the patience to watch that metal heat up from 0 to 150,000. And then after that, you have to take it out of it and bury it in the pit of sand and give it the opportunity to cool off. When you're forming steel and you forming metal, if you're a blacksmith and you making a sword, guess what you got to constantly? You got to constantly heat it up, hammer it, shape it, put it in cold water, see if it's straight. Up. Nope, it's not straight. Got to put it back in the fire, pull it out, hammer it some more, put it back in the cold water, put it down, see if it's straight. And you got to do that over and over and over again. Go ahead, brother.
The kind of work I do, we got a weld copper together that goes under pressure. You know what I'm saying? So you got to heat your copper up to 800 degrees. You got to have patience to heat the copper up, and then you braise it. And if you don't braise it correctly, you'll have a leak. You got to put pressure on it. You got to get up to 500 PSI. And if you have a leak, which it could be a pinhole leak, you know what I'm saying, you got to drop the pressure out, then reheat it again. And the more you heat it, it get the black stuff on the inside. So you got to have, it's called like a purge. You got to purge it and all of that. It takes patience. You know what I'm saying? When you making sure copper is sticking together, it takes mad patience. I mean, so what you're saying is still applies to the day.
Now, let me ask you a question as someone that's dealt with this. Have you came in opposition with a job where you had to keep doing it and it just wouldn't like bend or shape right? Like what? Give me a situation where like you was just out there like, bruh, I'd have done this a million times.
So when I first started, I didn't know that the tank was empty. So even when the acetylene tank is empty, you'll still get fire, but it won't heat up hot enough. So I'm thinking that I'm like, yo, I'm out here for like 4 hours trying to braise this copper line, but it's not going together. And the dude, like, he would yell through it's like PVC pipe to go from inside to outside. So he yelled through the pipe like, "You're still braising that copper?" A jerk, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know my tank was empty the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So I tried so hard and I could not get it, and I thought I just wasn't good at it. Right. One day I got a new tank, And when I got the new tank, it was instant.
You was like, bruh.
Yeah, it was the tank the whole time.
Yo, so that reminds me of like this story. So basically, there was this guy that owned this private airplane wing, right? And he owned this 747. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was around the Pan Am time. You understand? And the turbine that's on the wing, like, nobody could fix the turbine. I mean, he had engineers come through there, his personal mechanics come through there. Nobody could figure out what was wrong with the turbine, to the point to where they put in brand new parts and everything. The turbine would not turn over. You understand? And then one of the mechanics like, look, man, I can't do it, but I know this old dude that's been doing it for over 60 years. You know what I'm saying? I give him a call. He'll show up. The owner of the airplane, the airplane wing said, hey, yo, get him over here, because the more and more time that we have with this airplane ground, that we not making no money. So the dude comes. Hey, how you doing? He walks around the turbine. He looks at it. He tells him to turn it on. It click, click, click. Nothing comes on. He says, He tells him to hit it again. It click, click, click. Nothing comes on. He says, hand me that big wrench right there. He hands him the wrench. He taps it 4 times on the side of the turbine. He said, hit it. Turns over. You know what I'm saying? He charges him $100,000 for the service. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, I'm not paying you $100,000 for the service. Like, man, all you did was tap it in one spot. He's like, you're not paying me for tapping in one spot. You're paying me for knowing where to tap it. You understand? You feel me? You pay for the knowledge, but you know how you get the knowledge? Through long suffering. You know how long, he said he was out there for 4 hours messing around, you know what I'm saying, with this copper doggone pipe for him to realize when he got him a new tank, oh, I did it right. My tank was my tank the whole time. Go ahead, Knock.
If I could now, can't nobody braise better than me.
You know what I'm saying?
Now.
You feel me? But it takes you going through that long suffering to realize you got to check all your gauges. You know what I'm saying? When you leave the truck, you got to make sure all your instruments, you know what I'm saying, and your tanks is filled up, that you got everything that you need to do the job. That's wisdom. Because it don't matter what field you in, especially if you work in the field, the wise technicians, they make sure they have everything that they need when they leave the truck. So you don't got to go back and forth to the truck, because what does that do? That wastes time. And time is money. You know what I'm saying? It's efficiency. 15 minutes that you wasting going back and forth to the truck at each job, guess what? 15 minutes at one turns into 30 at another. Turns in to 45 minutes at another. Before you know it, you didn't wasted a whole hour that you could have had doing work at another side gig that you could have got to, that you could have made some extra money on because you jacking around. It takes wisdom, but the only way you get that is by going through long suffering. You got to be able to suffer it to know how to deal with the issue. That's how you develop patience. The worst and the best thing that you can ask for from the Lord is patience. You have to be leery of that, because when you asking for patience, the scripture already says, if a man wants to serve the Lord, to prepare his spirit for temptation. That's off top. But if you asking the Lord for patience, and as a priest, you automatically getting tempted, you asking for the Lord to unleash the floodgates in tests for you. You want the fast track. You want to be in honors and AP classes your whole time through school. You want everybody get tests every 6 weeks. You asking for a test every week. You know what I'm saying? That's what you asking for from the Lord. When you ask the Lord to give you patience, you asking at 30 years old to be, as my wife calls, or what she wants me to be, a silver fox. You know what I'm saying? You want to be walking around looking honorary. You understand? With gray hairs. You know what I'm saying? Your hair looking like a salt and pepper shaker. You understand? That's what you asking for when you asking the Lord for patience. You understand? You're asking for the Lord to give you what Solomon did. You want to have the knowledge of all things. But in order to have the knowledge and how to deal with all things, guess what? You got to go through all things. You understand? And if you don't understand that, just read Ecclesiastes. That's why Solomon's able to say all is vanity. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. He said all is vanity and vexation of heart. He says all the man has for the labor of his day is what? Who remembers? Food and strong drink. That's all you have at the end of the day for your labor is food and strong drink. It don't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's some old E. You know what I'm saying? Some old English. You know what I'm saying? And as Paul used to bless us with the brotherhood double meats. You know what I'm saying? It's what? Food and strong drink. When you go on vacation and you want to go to all these exotic places, what you going there for? Food and strong drink. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. It's just a different scenery. You're having food and strong drinks under a waterfall in the rainforest with different seasoning. You know what I'm saying? You're having food and strong drink under the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? You're having food and strong drink under the Eiffel Tower. You know what I'm saying? You're having food and strong drink at Mark Square. You know what I'm saying? You're having food and strong drink in Teotihuacan, in Tulum. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is just going to another place with scenery to get what you get at home. Because you're going to eat bird. You're going to eat steak. You're going to eat some type of beef. You're going to eat some type of fish. It's the same thing. All you have for your labor in the day is food and a strong drink. And when you understand that and able to put that in perspective, you understand a lot of things that you worry and you plague your mind about don't matter. It's just vanity and vexation of heart. You build the cell that you live in because you don't understand the fruits of the spirit. Go ahead, Knock.
Like when you try to add to that, just add, like you say, you add to your bills. I need a car. Then you got a car payment. Then you got a car note. Then you got a car insurance. Then you got gas. Then you got to pay for the tires and the brakes. You got to pay for all the fixing, and you slave away just to make sure that car is good.
I know everybody want a house, but guess what you don't have that you're gonna miss in that apartment? You're able to call that super. You know what I'm saying? You're able to call the maintenance man. You understand? When your air go out, you can just make a phone call. Hey, my air out. I need y'all to come fix this. No, when that air out, go. Guess what? It's on you, Jack. You know what I'm saying? When that pilot go out, it's on you, Jack. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? When your sewage line back up, it's on you, Jack. You got to go to Home Depot and get that snake. You know what I'm saying? It's on you. When that water main busts and it floods your front yard, guess what? It's on you, Jack. Especially if it's on your side of the easement, it's on you, Jack. You know what I'm saying? When you come home and your driveway looking like this, it's on you, Jack. When you walk in your house and you start seeing cracks along the doorways and that foundation leaning like a kickstand, guess what? It's on you, Jack. Be careful what you ask for because it's all vanity and vexation of spirit. It's nice. Don't get it twisted. It's nice to say it's mine. But you may not be. You live in a 2-bedroom apartment. You understand? And you jealous of your homeboy that got a 3-bedroom house. Y'all both got the same amount of groceries in the refrigerator. I don't understand it. Both of y'all got 1 pack of lunch meat, 1 pack of cheese, some condiments, and a half-drink bottle of water in your refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? You think that's heaven, but that's his hell. He would give anything to make what he's making and living where you living right now. He'd say he lived like a king. All is vanity and vexation of spirit. We focus on the wrong things. The things that we should focus on is service and brotherhood. All right? Give me what I want. All right, let's go to the next one. Go back to Galatians 5:22. What's the next one? So we got love, we got joy, we got peace, we got long suffering. What's the next fruit of the spirit?
Gentleness.
Gentleness. What's a lot of kids say we supposed to be men of war? How the hell we supposed to be gentle? That don't sound manly. That don't sound gabar. You trying to have us out here demure. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You trying to have us out here demure, sir. You feel me? So what does it mean to be gentle? What does that mean? From to be a priest, what does it mean to be gentle? Go ahead. Give him the mic so they can hear you online.
It's like not being a lion in your house.
It's like not being a lion in your house. Explain. I mean, I like the analogy, but explain.
Moving more discernment instead of like yelling and tripping about something you'll talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So it's because you know the difference between a cub and a lion. A cub thinks it got to roar all the time. Mm-hmm. A lion knows the difference between a growl and a roar. There's different types of growls and different types of roars. Go ahead, Knock.
It sound like having more compassion.
Which is something that a lot of people lack. Go ahead, nephew.
Would it be like how at camp, so we at warfare, so when we talking to people, we don't talk to them how we would talk to them in class. Like we were more.
So, okay. Oh, so what's the difference in camp and what's the difference in class?
At camp.
So which one is gentle?
In class. We're more like how, for example, my father, he would
do this.
And blazing on people. And
yeah, camp.
When they be like, go to this, do this, he'd be like, nah. But in class, he'd be like, okay, we'll do it. He's more like not understanding, but he's more willing to do something.
He's more long suffering.
Right.
So you're seeing how you can't have, and it's crazy how it's in this order because you can't get to gentleness if you don't have love. You can't get the joy if you don't have love. You can't get the peace if you don't have love and joy. You can't get the long suffering if you don't have love, joy, peace. And you can't get the gentleness if you don't have the patience of long suffering. You have to have all of these things to have the next thing. And what's crazy is before, man, it's crazy because now I understand General Muhammad. In the season that he's in now, because when I first came into the school, it was just thunder, lightning, fire, and brimstone. And like now, the General Muhammad that I see, he's more compassionate. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's in his grandfather era. You know what I'm saying? He's a lot more I don't want to use the word because General Muhammad, there's nothing soft about him. Yeah, he's gentle. You understand? He's more compassionate. You understand? Because like when I first came into school, brother, let me tell you something. he would give you the people's elbow from the rafters. You know what I'm saying? And like he said, and don't tell commanding General YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, all right, let's see. I got 3 precepts for gentleness. Let's go back to 2 Timothy. You're gonna go to 2 and 24, and you're gonna read the 26. Give me Proverbs. Somebody give me Proverbs 15 and 1. And somebody give me Proverbs 25 and 15. So we're going to go to 2 Timothy, back to 2 Timothy chapter 2. And we're going to go to verse 24, and you're going to read from 24 to 26. Whoever got it, go ahead and read it.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 24. And the servant
and the what?
And the servant.
And the what?
And the servant.
So what fruit of the spirit do you is a byproduct of being a servant?
Love.
Joy. So notice how as we reading these scriptures defining other fruits of the spirit, that it's listing attributes of other fruits of the spirit. All right, keep reading.
And the servant of the Lord must not strive.
Must not what?
Strive.
What does that mean to strive? Go ahead, nephew.
Like not to like continue to like try to be gentle, but just to do it. Like,
what does it mean to strive? Not get that brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? Like listen, brother. If you want to be a musty doo-doo and piss bathing Hamite, brother, I'm not gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to be. If you want to be Ham, go ahead. I'm not gonna fight you. But I'm an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? And just because you think you Ham, I'm not Ham. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what you want to do, go ahead, brother. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm telling you what we are, but if you don't believe it, no sweat out. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't gotta fight about it. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. We can have a difference of opinion. No sweat. I promise you, a lot of y'all would have a lot more peace on social media if you took that mindset, not to strive, not to quarrel. If somebody has a different of opinion than you, guess what? You once had a difference of opinion from somebody else. They just not where you at. And guess what? That's okay. Everybody not meant to be in the truth. You understand? Unfortunately, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are going to die when Christ comes back. It's unfortunate because, like Paul, my hope is that all of Israel will be saved. But unfortunately, that's not the fact. But all we can do is to keep telling them the truth. And if they don't believe it, it's okay. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. For what? I'm wasting time. That brother right there got a question. Salaki. What you got? You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you got to know when is the time to step on the spirit. And you got to know when it's the time to discern that spirit is trying to distract you from what you're supposed to be doing. Because a lot of times when you're quarreling and you're fighting with someone over something that doesn't matter, you're making yourself look foolish in front of something or someone that you was meant to plant a seed in. Keep reading.
But be gentle.
But be what?
Be gentle unto all men.
Unto what?
unto all men,
Mm-hmm.
apt to teach,
Apt to what?
to teach,
To what?
to teach.
Now, what is the difference between teaching and quarreling? What's the difference? That's a good question. Nephew, what's the difference between teaching and quarreling?
You could make it.
Say it one more time.
Quarreling would be.
Is quarreling count?
Well, technically, we're not arguing with nobody. We're just debating.
Are we debating?
Are we not?
I mean, I've been at camps where I'm prophesying to the winds. Who am I debating with? The north wind?
More like when you're battling somebody, you're debating, not quarreling. Debating.
Okay, but that's not always the case, right? So it's a lot of times when we're out there speaking that there are people that are actually listening that just walk up and like prime example, like the last time we had camp in Houston when you had old boy with the dreads that was going back and forth, at arms against us and all of that. And then, when it came time to get the boot kids, he got the boot kids. Guess what? It was two brothers that and an Edomite that was just sitting right there at the light post. They was just listening the entire time. They didn't have any quarrel. They didn't have any debate. They were just looking for understanding and to be taught. And then when things calmed down, guess what they had? Questions. And then when they asked their question, did they debate or give quarrel back and forth? No. So you have to always be willing to teach. And even dealing with the brother that was up at arms against us, you know what I'm saying? How did he get won over in the end? You remember how the brother with the dreads ended up getting won over in the end?
With love. Or
no.
At the end of the day, even after he was like coming up against us, at the end of the day, we was like, he was cool with us.
So what spirit did Cap have with him throughout all of it? Even when they was battling backwards and forwards and Cap was letting him say what he had to say and Cap said what he had to say, what spirit did Cap have the entire time? Was he speaking words to destroy that brother? What words was he speaking to that brother?
He was teaching him.
He was what?
He was teaching him.
Cap was more apt to teach than to quarrel. Because in all of that stuff that he was saying, when he saw that Edomite get down on his knees and kiss boots, he ain't have nothing else to say. Because in all of that blackety black talk, I know this, I know that, he ain't never seen that in his life. And at that point in time, he was like, oh, these brothers the real deal. Then he took a flyer. Then he came over to the side. He was a lot more humble. And he was more apt to listen to what was going on because he ain't never seen or experienced anything like that before. But the whole time Cap was talking to him, he was talking to him in the same spirit. You have to be more apt to teach. You can't be looking for opposition because 9 times out of 10, the opposition is your own people. You should always be playing chess on how to gain a brother, how to gain a sister. That's why you listen to the words that they say when they come at you and say, well, God loves everybody. You know, it's not about God loving everybody. It's because they love white people. So you attack that and ask them, why does he have more love towards his oppressor than his own people? And you just keep harping in on that. Because you know a slow drip will put a hole in the rock. You know that, right? You just have to be consistent. And that drip, it ain't pounding, it's just drip, drip, drip. It doesn't elevate in tone or pitch. It just drip, drip, drip. It's just consistent in the message. Keep reading.
Verse 25. In meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves.
That oppose what?
Themselves.
So you already got to know that the person that's coming up, they're not going to agree with you. You understand? And that's why it says don't quarrel. Like when Christ sent out the apostles, he told them to go out amongst the lost sheep, amongst the house of Israel. And when you go into the house, salute it. If they receive you, bless it. If not, kick the dust off your feet. I mean, kick rocks. We good. You know what I'm saying? We give them a salute. Shalom. 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 If they don't receive your peace, hey, give them the shalom in English. You know what I'm saying? And keep it moving. What are we fighting for? Why would you sit there and fight an hour and put 10,000 comments on a thread with somebody that's not going to believe in what you believe? You're wasting time. And you're giving yourself vexation of mind and spirit for no reason. Like, you're supposed to be at work working. You just on Facebook like, ooh, I'm going to get him with this one. I'm going to get him with this one. Ooh, I'm going to cut him with this one. And the whole time, he don't care, He don't. He just talking. And he going to talk from his standpoint. He ain't even reading what you typing. And you all worked up. Your wife call you while you at work. Dang, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Your whole spirit and disposition is swifted and changed because you didn't gave your peace to a fool. The scripture says, don't give your pearls, don't cast your pearls among swine. Because you're going to end up looking like a fool in the hog pen. You're going to be the prodigal son in the hog pen, realizing, dang, why am I squandering in this filth? And in my father's house, the servants look better than the people that's out here. The servants. Keep reading.
If God, peradventure, will give them repentance to acknowledging of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 26. And that they may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil, who are taken captive by him at his will.
You understand? So the power comes from them being able to acknowledge the truth. You know the truth. You understand? The power doesn't come from just you knowing the truth. The power comes from you being able to teach it from a standpoint that they're able to acknowledge it themselves. You didn't come into the truth because somebody kept saying, you're an Israelite, you're an Israelite, you're an Israelite. It came from you hearing it, and then one day it clicked and you saw something on YouTube, you came across something in the Bible, you was like, well, damn, we might be Israelites. Man, who was that brother that was talking to me that day? I'm going to go back out there on the corner and see if they out there. And you go, man, what school y'all part of? Man, I'm coming to class. Because you came to the acknowledgement. That's where the power is, to be able to teach so that they can come to the truth in their own time, just like you did. You can't tell a brother to remove a plank out of his eye and you forget that you once had one in yours. You struggle with smoking weed. You struggle with being an alcoholic. You struggle with drinking syrup. You know what I'm saying? Doing cocaine with whores, with whoremongers. You struggle with all of that, but you want this brother and this sister to be perfect the day that they hear that they're Israelite. It's not possible. You're not willing to grant them the same mercy and time that was given to you to be perfect. Because I came into the school, I was a student, still smoking weed, had dreads in my head, listening to class. Hell, I don't think I put the blunt down until I heard General Muhammad tell me, if you're smoking weed, you might as well blow a rod. That was it for me. He was like, because all sin is equal. You know what I'm saying? There's no sin that's greater than the other except for blasphemy. So if you smoke weed, if you a man, you might as well blow rod. Go ahead. I'm talking about, bro, I had the blunt in my hand. I'm talking about,
if I could, he said, here's what he said. He was like, oh, you like the brown one with the veins in it. He was like, oh, what y'all smoke joints? Y'all like the little white ones. I was
like, yo, you want the Garcia Vega with the veins in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, when I heard that was it. I was done. You know what I'm saying? But you can't rob the person of coming to that acknowledgement of their own, because if they don't come into the truth that way, they're going to be by the wayside. They're going to be stony ground. They're going to be thorns and thistles. You understand? You can't rob a seed of its process of growth. Because if you try and handicap it to try and speed it up to get quick maturation, guess what the seed is going to lack? Nutrition, nutritional value. It's going to be a wasted crop. Because you tried to rush the process, or it's going to come to maturation and then spoil very quickly. Because you tried to rush the process. You can't rush the fruits of the spirit, because it all has to start with love. Being perfect in the law, statutes, and commandments. That's hard enough in itself. Like, how many of y'all, when y'all first heard, man, I can't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster? I don't know about that. I don't know about that, brother. I can't celebrate Christmas? Man, please. Thanksgiving? Brother, I can't have dressing with the gizzards? You tripping. You know what I'm saying? I can't have my homemade ham sandwich with the pig butt? With the pineapples on it, with the maraschino cherry? Nigga, you tripping. I can't pop fireworks on the 4th of July. What fireworks ever do to nobody? That's the only time my family get together, on the 4th of July. We have our family reunion every 4th of July. So you said, I can't spend time with my family? We were all like that. All of us. But it stuck when we acknowledged, man, Halloween ain't really what's up. Man, they committed genocide for us to have the first Thanksgiving. And that's not what's up. So the bulb on the tree really represent decapitated heads of Israelites? Man, that's not what's up. Go ahead, Knock.
The Jingle Bells was a song about slaves running away.
Come on, bro.
You know what I mean? That was the bells on your head. You know what I mean? Running away from slavery.
Come on, bro. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bell rock.
It's if you look up the origin of Jingle Bells, it's a slave song.
Like, come on, bro. All right. Give me who got we gonna do the next two precepts and then we'll finish the last four fruits of the spirit next week. All right. So who got Proverbs 15:1? And go there with you. Whoever got to go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
A soft answer turneth away wrath,
Mm-hmm.
but grievous words stir up anger.
Say that one more time, brother.
A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
Watch your mouth, how you talk to your brother and how you talk to your sister. Be mindful of your tone. My wife got to tell me all the time, ooh, I don't see how your brothers call you. I know I wouldn't. The way you be answering the phone, you be so dry on the phone. But it's a constant reminder to me. Even though I be thinking, because like, brother, listen to me. Brother, let me, like, how I used to be, brother, I wouldn't even pick up the phone. At all. Wouldn't call you back. If I'm doing something, it's about me. You just gonna have to catch me when you catch me. Then it went from that, to Cap saying, well, how you gonna leave brothers if brothers can't reach you? So I went from not answering the phone to I'll call them back. You know what I'm saying? To now, to remain professional, even though I didn't want to answer the phone, when I get numbers that I don't know, because I didn't answer numbers I didn't know. But now since, my numbers associated on flyers, now I hit the General Muhammad, Shalom, how may I help you? Even scammers, I answer the phone like that. Shalom, did you know if you answer the phone when a scammer calls you and you say Shalom, how may I help you, keep saying it over and over again, they got to hang up because they have to get you to identify who you are. If you keep saying Shalom, how may I help you? They're like, well, I'm trying to like, prime example, I get these scammers that because my dad changed his number, so they call my phone now. I'm trying to reach Walter Woodward. Shalom, how may I help you? Well, it's a private matter. I was just, is this Walter Woodward? Shalom, how may I help you? Well, I don't know what that means. Do you not know what how may I help you means? I mean, yeah, but is this Walter Woodward? Why are you so volatile? I'm just trying to understand. How can I help you? You're calling my phone. How did you get this number? Did you need something? I need to know if this is Walter Woodward. You know what? Don't worry about it. If you don't, we gonna send a summons to your house, and you better report. Click. All off of peace. How may I help you? The demon comes out. That's what happens when you move in gentleness and kindness. If that person's intent isn't to be gentle, kind, or meek, or humble, guess what's going to come out? The real intent, the demon. And that's what you want. Keep reading. Verse 2. So a soft answer turned away wrath, but a grievous word stir up anger. Verse 2.
The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools pour out foolishness.
But the mouth of fools does what?
Pour out foolishness.
You understand? Like, Knock can tell you this. Knock, let me ask you a question. What's the temperament of most people that know how to fight? You know what I'm saying? They calm, tranquilo. You know what I'm saying? They're very humble. You understand? They chill because they know if they stoke that fire, they can kill you. Like Mike Tyson says it all the time. He's like, I don't like going to the gym. He's like, when I go to the gym, my ego gets stoked up. And that killer comes out. And he said, I don't like being like that. You understand? Like most people that are proficient in the art of combat are 9 times out of 10 the most chill people. And they have to be, because if I match your energy, you could die. And guess what happens to me? I go to jail. And because my hands are registered, these are deadly weapons, so it's assault with a deadly weapon. And you know the judge is going to tell me I should have knew better. Like, in order for you not to get charged, if you're a boxer, an MMA fighter, a kickboxer, you're proficient in jiu-jitsu, in order for you to get off, the person has to literally assault you before you can defend yourself. When I say assault, like if they hit you, like they still might charge you. Like they got to come at you with a weapon, dang near, for you to defend yourself. Go ahead. Right. Like if he hits you one time, that's they still might be like, well, I mean, you get hit all the time in the ring. You have the discipline to know when to hit back. You knew he wasn't a threat. That's how you got to be. As a priest, you have the power, you have the potential power of Elijah to drop down fire. Do you know what you bind on earth binds in heaven? You got to be mindful of what you say. Like if you tell somebody, I hope you drop dead and die, be careful. Because you're going to feel like crap if that person walks from out of your presence, storms out, hops in that car, and gets in an accident and dies. Because it happens all the time. People get in arguments, screaming matches, leave the house in a raging fire, heaping with hot coals upon their forehead, get in that car, get emotional behind that wheel, and start. And those are the people that be cutting you off in traffic. If you didn't know, the people that's cutting you off in traffic, they just got in an argument with their wife, or they just got in an argument with their husband. They boss just pissed them off. And guess what they trying to do? They trying to transfer that demon onto you so you can take it home with you, and the cycle just continues. But you gotta be soft when you're dealing with your brother and when you're dealing with your sister. You have to have the temperament of understanding, mercy. Right? All right, give me the last one so we can get up out of here. Give me Psalms 25 and 15. Did I say Proverbs? Yeah, Proverbs 25 and 15, Shalaki.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
By long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaketh the bone.
A soft tongue does what?
Breaketh the bone.
You understand? Like, bro, you have to know how to talk to people. Like, imagine somebody meeting you with level 10 aggression. You understand? Because of something that has been miscommunicated, and instead of meeting them at 10, you right, brother, what's really going on? Talk to me. Like, why are you so mad? What happened? Well, brother, I didn't say that. Instead of you meeting him with who the F are you talking to? And that situation went from 10 to 100 real quick. Now it's some slow singing and some flower bringing. All because somebody spilled some beer on your shoes in the club, but somebody stepped on your J's in the club. Instead of you meeting him, hey, brother, it's cool, man. It's just shoes. you pop off. Because best believe it, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they already on edge when they know they done stepped on your shoes because they expecting you to come with that energy. So they preparing themselves for Plex. But when you meet them with a soft word, they be like, man, bro, my bad, bro. Man, let me buy you another drink. Or when you bump a brother, you knock his drink out of his hand, or his drink spill on him or spill on his lady, you know, hey man, my bad. I'm clumsy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let me buy you and your lady a next round, man. You diffuse the situation. Because best believe in the club, his woman gonna put that battery in his back. You know what I'm saying? Because no man wants him or his woman to be embarrassed in front of him. You diffuse the problem, brother. I'm wrong, man. I'm clumsy, bro. Look at me, man. I'm just stumbling around here. I done made a mess, bro. You know what I'm saying? You grab a napkin here, man. My bad, bro. What was y'all drinking, man? Next round is on me. You diffuse the whole situation with calmness and brotherhood. But before that, you got to have love. You got to be willing to be a servant to get joy, because it's joy to make it home and not get shot. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And then you got peace. You understand? For being perfect and then having long suffering. Because you humbled yourself. You humbled yourself in allowing the brother to meet you with the volatile spirit. You know what I'm saying? You suffered him long, you let him get his venom out and all of that stuff or whatever, and you met him with kindness because he's your brother. He's not your enemy. That's the number one thing that we tell y'all in Hebrew Academy. People that you come up against in camp every week, they're your people. They're not your enemy. The whole purpose is to win a brother over, to win a sister over. All right. Anybody got any questions before we get up out of here? Breakdown. Got scripture you was reading. Got to look in the back. I know Support got something. All right. No sweat. All right. With that, we're going to say, Amaji. Go ahead. What you got? Oh, go ahead. What you got, Sawaji? All right, you said Isaiah chapter. You said Isaiah, what'd you say, 37 and what?
Verse 3.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 37, verse 3. And they said unto him, Thus saith Hezekiah, this day is a day of trouble and of rebuke and of blasphemy, for the children are come to the birth, and there is not strength to bring forth.
Well, what's your question?
What does it mean by for the children are come to the birth, and there is not strength to bring forth?
Okay, so to understand this, right? So, all right, go to verse 1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 37, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, when King Hezekiah heard it, that he rent his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth and went into the house of the Lord.
So why in antiquity did the Israelites, why did they put on sackcloth?
To mourn.
To mourn. So that means that something extremely grievous had transpired and taken place. Go ahead, Knox.
The king of Assyria was taking them into captivity.
Right. Okay. So they were on the brink of slavery, right? Keep reading.
Verse 2. And he sent Eliakim who was over the household, and Shebna, the scribe, and the elders of the priests.
No, you good.
Of the priests covered with sackcloth unto Isaiah, the prophet, the son of Amos.
So basically, everybody, you understand, is in mourning for what's about to take place. Now read what you read.
Verse 3. And they said unto him, Thus saith Hezekiah, this day is a day of trouble.
What day?
This day.
So that means at this moment. All right. Go ahead. Keep reading.
Is a day of trouble and of rebuke and of blasphemy. For the children are come to the birth.
All right. So birth, it means two things, right? So that means like when the children have come to birth, that means like when you're breaching the canal. You understand? So like from shipping terms, right? When you go to birth, that's when you're about to set sail, right? It's a beginning of a new journey. It's a beginning of a new voyage. It's the same thing when you give birth, right? It's the beginning of a new day. It's the beginning of a new journey, a new life, right? So when it says the children are about to be at birth, that means that they're going into slavery, a new life, a new journey, a new beginning that will begin this day. All right. All right, no sweat. You got anything else you want broken down on it? All right, no sweat. All right, with that, we're gonna say amagium, which means to stand. Sar, which means to turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer first in Hebrew, then in English. Repeat after me. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwika, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathan Lanawa, Laham, Call, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawaki Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawaki Nawa, Wala'ah, Tabi Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Abashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwat, Waha Allah, Wahata Para, La Awalamium, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Sar, turn the face to front. We give a courtesy salute to the brothers and to the sisters. Be the visual. By the Shabbat. Baju. Rock. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Brakatah. Got him a talk? Sar, turn the face to sisters. Be the visual. By the Shabbat. Baju. Rock. Yahweh Shemar Thah Bashim Yahweh Shah. Got him a talk? Dismiss. Yo, Gabawar, wow. That boy Gabawar